The first question that I've got on my list is regarding mushroom extracts, but specifically AHCC, which is a alpha glucan, which is kind of a newer thing on the market. And also the question was about Shitake mushroom extract. These are supposed to be good for immunity, but I really want to caution everyone, please don't buy products that have CHAGA mushroom in it. CHAGA. The research on that mushroom shows an astonishing level of oxalate. And we have not been able to test an extract from this mushroom to see if it's being reduced enough. And so at this point, while we haven't done it through the trying low oxalates group, my concern is that there's so much oxalate there, even an extract won't help. I saw a hand up.
Sorry. I read a research paper where they did do a CHAGA measurements, and they did an extract both with water and with alcohol, and they both had very high. And I can try and find the paper for you.
That'd be great. If we had that in the notes, that'd be great. So my suspicion was that it was just so high it wouldn't matter whether they did an extract or not. Some samples of chaga have been as high as 20,000 milligrams in 100 grams of chaga. That means 1/5 of the food, I'm going to use air quotes, of the food is oxalate. That's really, honestly, you can't call that food anymore. That's just way too high. So if you are looking at mushroom products, or if you are looking at things like mushroom coffee, it's having a moment now, mushrooms in general. And almost every product I've looked at has got some chaga in there, and I would not touch anything with chaga in it with a 10-foot pole. That said, I did go looking to see if I could find something with AHCC, and my issue with everything I found was lots of additives. So the people who are producing this, at least the ones that I found, had too many excipients and things in the products where I went, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable with that. So it'll take a bit more research than I was able to put in this time, because the person who had the question was asking about a brand. I don't think anything I've seen I can recommend at this point. But when it comes to things like shiitake or lion's mane or some of these other mushrooms, which are also supposed to be supportive to the immune system, I really think that there are some decent products on the market that would combine those kinds of mushrooms, and Pure Encapsulations has a very decent looking product. And what I like about Pure Encapsulations is that they often have minimal excipients, and so that can make a real difference. I did also find that Pure Bulk has lion's mane, but it doesn't have all of the sort of various mushrooms. But if you wanted something that was very pure and didn't have a lot of stuff in the capsule, I would look at Pure Bulk. I was asked if I could provide links to some of the things that I recommend. And because a lot of them are on Pure Bulk, there will be on the show notes my link where you can buy there, get a 10% ongoing discount, and I'll get a 5% commission, which is very nice. Thank you very much. I consider it my coffee money for the month. Not big enough to have, a crazy amount of people buying things, but it's helpful. And I'm looking here because I'm going to put it in the chat for those of you who are here, because then you'll have it right away. And for others who are following afterwards, it'll be in the show notes. That particular link gets you to the Pure Bulk store. If you use that and you sign up, make an account and make your purchases, you should get 10% off all the time when you're buying. And one of the reasons I use their stuff is because supplements are expensive, and a lot of what we're paying for is the cost of getting it in the capsule. So the thing I like about Pure Bulk is that you can buy plain powders, which puts us in control of the dose. And for a lot of us, getting started on supplements is a bit of a dance, and we might have to start with very tiny amounts. And so I like when we can get our hands on a plain powder without a bunch of stuff in it, and then can start with very tiny amounts. They do also, though, have capsules. And I think almost every one of their capsules I'd ever looked at does not have excipients. So those kinds of additives where it's really just to help to do big runs of capsules and make sure that everything gets into them without gumming up the machine. Things like magnesium stearate, Pure Bulk doesn't have that. So I'm hoping that this is a way for us to get our supplements less expensive, but also get them in a way so that if you're having a reaction after taking a supplement, we can figure out that it's the supplement itself and not necessarily something else that's in the capsule, because that just makes it way more confusing if we're having to figure out if it's the rice flour that's in there or the gelatin or the magnesium stearate or these other things. So to the extent we can use things that are as pure as possible, it's an advantage.